both of the movies I want to talk about here have different problems but similar strengths to them, and that's why I wanted to pair the two movies together.
I think I know which
And
ones are coming.
yes, so these are two action films that we were able to see. The releases are Roadhouse and Monkey Man. So I'll go ahead and set both of these up really quick. So Roadhouse is directed by Doug Liman. Doug Liman put his heart and soul into this, according to him. I like Doug Liman as a director personally. For the most part, I think most of his movies have been good. He's definitely, as of recent days, has had a couple of very bad ones, like the one with Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland. I didn't like. I can't remember the name of that,
Oh,
but
Chaos Walking.
I did not like that one. That's an
Yeah,
example of a
nah.
recent one I didn't think was good from Lyman. But like he's also like of recent days did American Made, which is great, with Tom Cruise. So he does have his good pictures
And
still.
also
There's
he's got Edge of Tomorrow, which was a great
Edge
one
of
from him
Tomorrow
as
was
well.
awesome. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
I'm not saying all his movies have been bad as of late, but then he's got Jumper with Hayden Christensen, which people aren't too hot on. So there's that. So either way, and I love Hayden, but yeah, no. Either way, the guy, he's got his hit or miss career, but I would say 75%. He's positive. His movies have been
Oh, he
pretty
does
good.
have he does have the Bourne movies, so you
Yeah.
can't
Yeah,
done
for
great
sure.
there.
For sure. So I was still interested in Roadhouse, just hearing his passion, and Amazon Prime put 80 million into this one, so they were clearly very confident in it and wanted to see what would become of this. Jose's eyes widen like that's way too much money for this. Anyway, look, the thing about this is it's Roadhouse. It's a remake of the 80s film with Swayze. And so, I mean, it doesn't offer much. I mean, the 80s one didn't offer too much, so I wasn't expecting much from this. But my overall thoughts of this movie is that when I look back on the experience, it's pretty empty. I think it has great scenes in it. I think that the action sequences are pretty fantastic. Gyllenhaal does a phenomenal job as Dalton and being this guy who's gonna watch over this roadhouse essentially. And my issue is mainly the backstory of things. I didn't think Conor McGregor was good in the movie, even though he made me laugh throughout. I don't think he was a very good acting choice for the villain. I think you could have fed somebody else the same lines. I think that was a perfect role for Jason Statham. I think if Jason Statham had done that role, I probably would have taken to it more. He's much more experienced in this world and would have
Yeah,
done a
especially
better
after the
job.
Beekeeper.
Yeah, I think he would have done a perfect job for that. But I can also see why Statham would have read a script like this and stayed away from it. So, just considering the backstory again, is just it lacks the backstory, and that's kind of where I want to transition into Monkey Man. Is just from there. Monkey Man is a movie directed by Dev Patel, and it's about an Indian man, who uh, is trying to find his way, really, and is having a hard time, being, but he's taking these jobs that are shitty, and he's just kind of fed up at the end of it. And there's actually a lot of groundwork laid for this film. So the problem I had with Roadhouse, this Monkey Man kind of covers, and like I said, I think I already mentioned, but it's directed and stars Dev Patel, which I thought a lot of that was impressive because again, he does a great job with the action sequences and starring in those and directing those. It's incredible what he does as far as that goes. So this also has stunning, phenomenal action sequences, and I would even argue the ones in Monkey Man are slightly more memorable than the ones in Roadhouse. My issue with Monkey Man is that the backstory is too much. It is too widespread. It is too heavy-handed at times. And so both movies have the opposite problems, but the similar strength of just great balls to the wall
Yeah.
action in both of them. And they're both shot very, very well. So I would say with Monkey Man, I think that the film to me was a little bit better than Roadhouse, just because I'd rather almost have too much than too little. And I am going to give each of these a different grade. But Jose, I just wanted to hear your take on both films and what you think. I mean,
Okay.
starting with Roadhouse and then moving into Monkey
Yeah.
Man. Go ahead.
Yeah. So I had a good time with Roadhouse. I really Jake Gyllenhaal definitely carried the movie obviously
Yeah.
because his character was the center of this movie. Um, I find a lot of similarities in in Roadhouse to other movies that I've seen in the past, which is probably
Yeah.
why I didn't maybe enjoy certain parts as much
Yeah.
as others. The action overall amazing. The all the fight scenes were great, and some of them even made me laugh. Um, I actually had the opposite. I actually enjoyed Conor McGregor in this because he didn't even really act in this. He just basically was himself in this, and that's why I think I enjoyed it so much because I know how Conor McGregor is, and so just to see
Yeah.
him just be himself in a movie, I thought was really good and really funny.
Yeah.
And I know this is where we both uh, disagreed, where I actually didn't really like Billy Magnuson's character.
Yeah, sorry, I
Yeah,
forgot to mention that. I thoroughly enjoyed Billy Magnuson's
yeah,
unhinged
no.
level. Not the character, but the performance. You know what I mean? Like, I think the character sucks, but the performance of it, I thought he was having a blast. But yeah, go ahead.
I mean, no, yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, he's a talented actor.
Yeah.
His acting wasn't the problem. It was just I feel
Yeah.
like you could have given this to anyone, and it probably would have served the same
I
purpose.
could see that. I could
Um,
see that take. Yeah, for sure. I'm not against that
just
take. Yeah.
just like the same take you had with Conor McGregor. Like you could have given it to Statham, and it
Yeah. I thought
probably would have
perfect
even
role
done
for
better. That's what I
Statham.
mean.
Yeah.
So like
For sure.
yeah,
I can
Billy
see that
Magnuson, you
take.
could have given
Yeah.
it to anyone, and it would have been the
Oh, yeah.
same.
Yeah. I don't disagree. Yeah.
But no, yeah, I again had a few gripes here and there with certain scenes and how they were done and stuff. But I think overall, the fight scenes and the comedy in it, I think, is what made it an enjoyable watch for me overall. I do get where you come at with not enough backstory on Jake Gyllenhaal's character. I can see where that can be a problem.
Yeah.
I almost didn't mind it, just having a mystery to this guy's character
Yeah.
I think enjoyed it more, not having much backstory specifically for this kind of this kind of action movie and
Yeah.
how it was done and stuff.
Yeah.
And now opposite to Monkey Man, I I definitely enjoyed this one more than Roadhouse because this one gave me like Monkey Man gave me more of like a
Yeah.
John Wick vibe, which is what I really like. Like
Yeah.
overall, the cinematography, the music, the acting, all of it was just phenomenally done from everyone. I really did like the backstory that was given in this movie. I just feel like some of the scenes could have been shorter.
Yeah.
This definitely could have had a shorter runtime, and it probably would have done gone better for my viewing
Yeah.
experience.
Agreed. Agreed.
I did also get to watch this in Dolby, so like the sound was even like better than just
Yeah.
watching it in regular theater. But yeah, I think yeah overall if there wasn't as much backstory as there was, yeah, I think it would have definitely
Yeah.
and some scenes being shorter than they actually were, I think it would have played better. But I mean, overall, I did enjoy. Dev Patel obviously carried. His acting is phenomenal. Just seeing him, like you said, directing and acting at the same time and delivering on both ends, and writing too. Actually, doing all that is just phenomenal from him. I can't wait to see what he directs next. I'm actually excited to see what his future holds for
Yeah.
him.
Yeah. For sure.
And I mean, I think I'm the same with you. I think I'm gonna give two different grades here for both
I,
movies.
I got different grades on each too. I do want to say for myself, I gotta say that if I was to give like notes to each director, my note for Doug Liman, as just the audience member that doesn't know shit, my note to him would be genuinely like keep on your track because I do like the type of movie that Roadhouse is, and I think that he's good with this type of movie. So stay on the track that you're on, but just hopefully take the note of just more flesh it out just slightly more and we'd be right there.
Right.
And to Dev Patel, my note to him is like it's okay to get an editor. This movie, it's okay to get an editor and listen to the editor maybe a little bit more. If you got the right editor, they do know what they're talking about, and I do respect him for wanting to put a lot of his own culture into the film, and I think a lot of that does. It's good that it's there, but not a lot of that unfortunately worked. And for me, I wanted to be more invested in his culture and everything he was integrating into the film, and I couldn't be.
Well, according to IMDb, he isn't credited with editing. So he had three
I
different
understand he had an
he had
editor.
three different editors. He
It
had three different
was
editors for this movie actually.
I understand that. I that was me. I was hyperbole, but yeah,
Oh,
I
fair.
understand he had one. But yeah, I was being facetious. But yeah,
Fair. Fair.
but really like hone in and listen to those editors. And because sometimes like those pro editors, man, they'll get you to where you need to be. It's okay to chop scenes down. There's one scene, for example, without spoiling it, he's punching a punching bag, and it lasted 10 minutes long, and there's no reason for that. And just things like that, you know what I mean? It's like the scenes are good, but they're long. They're longer than they need to be each scene, and this is an hour 58-minute runtime, or 2 hours and 1 minute runtime. I think that could have been cut down to an hour and a half easily,
For sure.
and we would have been fine. It's just way too long, and sadly, just not the film. It was the film I was looking for, but just drawn out more than I would have liked. And I also found just a lot of the flashbacks and things to be a little choppy in the edit as well. So, but the editing in terms of the fight scenes and the action stuff, it's there. You know what I mean? He got that right.
Right.
Somehow he got that right, but not the storytelling as much. You need to edit that a little bit better. But I root for Dev. I think Dev's a very talented actor. Let me just throw
Yeah,
out
no,
his
for sure.
performance, and it's outstanding as it always is. It doesn't matter. I mean, he's kind of gotten this, sadly, a little bit of a bad rap lately, because he's done movies that people have unfortunately. Although this one's overall pretty positive for the most part. I mean, I think like between Green Knight, and this one, he's kind of he's gotten this rap of doing movies that are slower, and boring. But he's always great in them, and I want to see him succeed. I liked Green Knight personally. I prefer it over this one personally, but that's me. This one a little bit more again, because Green Knight felt like it was meant to be a slow burn, as opposed to this one felt just unnecessarily slow. You know what I mean? There's a
No, for
difference
sure.
between the two. But the guy's he's an outstanding actor, and it's cool to see him try to direct. And I'm glad that Jordan Peele's production company gave him the opportunity to do that, and will probably give him another opportunity to do it, considering I think that this movie's still going to be profitable. Like I said, the reviews overall have been pretty positive, and
Hmm.
so it's almost like, what do I know? You know what I mean? But I do hope that as a filmmaker, you do listen to notes from the people that don't like it, even though they may be few and far between. Maybe you can take some notes from them as well. So yeah, I do think his next one will be better. I also do want to give this film another watch too, and maybe I'll feel differently about
Mm-hmm.
it because it is so different from what I was expecting to get going in. I think that's part of what may have unfortunately tampered my experience with the film a little bit. I wasn't expecting it to be as expansive as it was in the storytelling and things, so maybe I think it might age better, just with time, and it could go down as one of those great action movies of all time, with more time, for it to age. So just throwing that out there. But I'll go ahead and grade both of these, and then we can move on. My grade for Roadhouse is going to be a don't watch. Sadly, it's just an experience I'm looking back on, and it's empty. It didn't fulfill my heart at all. Even though I can pinpoint certain scenes I really enjoyed, and Gyllenhaal was fantastic, and Doug Liman definitely proved he knows how to direct action. So that's good stuff. But unfortunately, it's an empty experience looking back. I'm going to give that one a don't watch. And Monkey Man, I'll still give it a might watch. I think in the thumbs up, thumbs down world, it's still positive, even if just barely for me. It's still just, crossed that line of being slightly positive. So I do enjoy it, and I do want to watch Monkey Man again as opposed to Roadhouse. I have no desire to go back and revisit it. Jose, what are you thinking on both of these for your grade?
Well, one thing I want to say before I give my grades
Sure.
is, from the action movies I've seen from this year, I think Beekeeper is the best one so far. It's what it's looking like. Levels above both of these. I think putting both of these together, Beekeeper still tops them. But yeah, so I'll give Roadhouse a don't watch as well. I don't think I'm
Okay.
upon thinking again, yes, it was cool fights and comedy in there, but there's just other, like, I'd rather just rewatch Beekeeper 6 times than watch Roadhouse
Fair enough.
again. Because like you said, it just it was a cool watch, but I feel like that's time there that I could spend doing other stuff.
Yeah, fair
It's not
enough.
one of those movies that I don't feel like my time was used right.
You could put it on while cleaning the house. You won't miss a thing. You're good. Yeah.
Yeah, or if I'm working on something, I
Yeah.
can just put it, right
Background
next to
noise.
on
Yeah.
my other monitor, just have it there.
Yep.
And then for Monkey Man, I would definitely put it like on the mid to high end of my watch for
Okay.
sure because yes, I did prefer it to Roadhouse, specifically because there was more backstory in Monkey Man and the fight scenes were a lot they were shot a lot cooler, and is one that I do see myself revisiting a couple more times because I feel like the more times I see it, I think the more it'll grow on me for sure.